Alright, my name is Adrian Nanchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So, is it important if you're the first person to the market? Some would say yeah, some would say no. The advantage of being first to market is you get what are called super normal or super high, super normal profits, which means that because the market is so new, no competition, and often there's some demand, your profits can be much higher than usual, than what they would be later on when the market is much more saturated. But the problem with being first to market is that you are essentially the pioneer, and you're paving the way for what would other businesses trying to compete with you in the same market space. But at the same time, if you get the cards right and get the system and infrastructure set up correctly, you can allow yourself. Well, first you're reducing the downside, so there's not much problems or not much, technical issues or problems as you grow. But also, because if the market is too new or too unusual or too advanced for the general public or the early innovators or the early adopters, then most people, 9 out of 10 people, won't really see the value in it. They won't understand it. They won't really want to buy you. They won't see why they'd want to buy you. And thus, there's no demand. There's no demand for your product or service. So that's one problem by being first to the market. Other problem by being first to the market is that you are essentially paving the way, and you're figuring out all the kinks and the problems and refining the process. It's like an icebreaker ship trying to break through the ice. It takes 6 months to break this 1 mile block of ice distance. But once you've broken it, once you've cleared the path once, all these other ships can go through that same 1 mile canal in like a week or two, in much shorter space of time than in 6 months. That's the problem you're going to get with. That's the problem you're going to get with being first to the market. You're the one paving the way. You're the one defining the routes, the system, the structures, the infrastructure, the setup, the systems, the automation, etc., etc. If you're the second or third, all you've got to do really, ideally, you want to be second. By being second, you can learn from their mistakes, so you know what not to do, and that's as equally important as knowing what to do. And at the same time, through his efforts, he has established the demand. So all you're doing then is coming along and picking up or gleaming off the edge. Well, not really gleaming. The first guy's doing most of the hard work for you, and you're just coming in there and setting yourself up, building a brand, infrastructure, carts, systems like that, so on and so forth, to be established. That's the main problem with being first to the market. There's too much risk because there's not much demand, or there's a case of, what did I just say? Difficulty in getting up the infrastructure. Other thing that's worth knowing is that you can simply learn from their mistakes, so as knowing, so you know what not to do. In economics, there's a thing called the convergence rate, which talks about how X can catch up to Y, but in a much shorter space of time that it took Y to get from A to B. So X can get to B in a much shorter space of time by simply following the lessons and rules and mistakes that Y took from getting from A to B. For example, China from 1970 to 2000 went from like one of the worst economies to the third or fourth best economy in 30 odd years, whereas it took America 150 odd years to get from Civil War to, pre-Civil War to 2000, that kind of economic growth. Because China, all they did was they saw the principles and lessons in business management or infrastructure or manufacturing processes and innovations that took America 100 or so years through trial and error, through innovation to master, and then China just applied it. That's the thing with being second as well. You can just see what works and what doesn't work in the market and think, okay, that works, but that doesn't work. This works, that doesn't work, and then just apply it. Just cherry pick the lessons, cherry pick this and that and the other, and just do it straight away. So much easier, saves so much time, as opposed to being the first and then figuring it all out as you go along. The bridge is already made for you. That's the thing with being first to the market. Now, speaking of first, if this is the first time to the channel, subscribe, because I'm always helping people become a remarkable entrepreneur. There's much more content to come, and thank you for letting me be a small part of it. Subscribe, and you'll see me soon.